Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, my friends. Today is a good day for some Saturday morning React-TOONS. And what do we have today? We have Robotech Season 1, Episode 7, Bye Bye Mars. I can tell you this, Episode 6, Blitzkrieg, was a winner. It was very good, advanced the story, really was well told, and it gave me a lot of hope for our fighters and our warriors here, you know, inside the SDF-1, that both the ship and they are becoming more accustomed to the combat that the Zentradi has brought to our solar system. Good stuff, my friends. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted anytime we go live on YouTube with any Robotech, any Saturday morning React-TOONS, or any of our other sci-fi offerings. And of course, if you'd like any of those offerings early or in their full-length format, the link to the Patreon, it's in the description, my friends. But all that's then. And this is now. And what is now? Robotech, Season 1, Episode 7, Bye Bye Mars. All right. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Fanfare. So according to the lead-in that we had at the end of Blitzkrieg, the action here is going to take place on Mars, where the action in Blitzkrieg took place on Saturn. Oh, excuse me. Which begs the question, I guess we can find out how long it would take the SDF-1 to get from Saturn to Mars if they give us another timestamp. We found out that it was 2 months after the attack on Macross Island when they made it to Saturn. That's a long time, and it gives us a good idea of the speed.
Emerging from hyperspace above the planet Mars, the Zentradi forces have traveled far ahead of Earth's space fortress. Their plan is to stage an ambush of the huge ship. The aliens sweep over the deserted Earth outpost known as Base Sarah, reporting back to...
Base Sarah?
Surely, sir, you haven't ordered up Chiron's division?
Chiron?
In the Moda operation, he got drunk and ended up killing some of his own men.
Jesus!
He almost wiped out 2 divisions of friendly forces while successfully destroying the enemy. And for that, his own troops have named him the Backstabber.
The Backstabber. Give me this guy.
Warning, ships emerging from spacefold are too close to us. Collision imminent.
Do we have like an air traffic controller for the Zentradi? Because if they don't, they need one.
Commander, the 7th Mechanized Space Division has arrived.
We were the ones that just crashed into you?
Chiron, you had better watch your step around me, or I'm liable to take away your command. You know I mean that, too. Listen, there's an empty base on the 4th planet of this star system. We want to lure an enemy ship to this base and trap it with gravity mines. Then I want you to blockade the ship without damaging it unduly and capture the entire crew alive.
Capture the crew alive? That's the first time we've heard take prisoners. Dear God.
Reset main guns to AD down 20.
Yes, sir.
Look at that.
Gold Squadron, attack the enemy forces from coordinates 5 o'clock relative.
Ah, they're getting better. I like it. Holy shit. Dear God.
I could be next.
Little comments like that. Target age of the audience, everybody. Woo!
Well, they've decided they've had enough for one day.
All planes, stop pursuit and return to ship.
They've been attacking us constantly for the last 3 days.
3 days of fighting, huh?
First, 4th, and 7th fighter squadrons have succeeded in completely destroying them. Our casualties have been light, and our navigational system has not been affected.
I like that. It's like news from the front.
We didn't hit half of them, and what's more, we suffered much heavier casualties than the enemy.
Oh my.
So they putting a positive spin on it?
I thought Cerebase was deserted. The reports from the last war indicated that the enemy had wiped out all life there.
No.
It just can't be.
Sir, do you think there could be any survivors?
So the last war was the Inner Earth War, which is like 10 years ago, right?
The attacks have already knocked us off course, and we could replenish our supplies, I guess. All right, change course and head for Mars.
I mean, it's not unrealistic that you would try to do that as soon as you're made kind of reminded of the base.
Hayes is tormented by the memories of her fiancé, Carl Reber, who was last heard from when he was assigned to Cerebase.
Oh, really? Carl Reber.
We'll be together someday, Lisa, when the Earth is at peace again.
I know. I'll join the armed forces and go to Mars myself.
I hope you can make it soon, because I know I'm sure gonna miss you.
My gosh, then she never heard from him again? Lisa carrying some profound trauma. It was good. Give us a little bit more about Lisa.
Lisa, send out a cat's eye recon unit. Lisa! What's wrong? Are you sure you're feeling all right, Lisa?
I never noticed that before. They have like bars that go around, like I guess it act as like seats or like things to lean back on their station.
Lord Chiron, recon unit heading your way.
Or Chiron, yeah, he's just got like a mechanized division. Oh, is that his ship? Or is he in the capital ship, probably, right?
The enemy ship has landed, sir, but it's way out of range of our mines.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that, Gerardo.
Yep, he is out there.
Captain Global has set the battle fortress down well short of the base itself.
That's a smart move, Global.
Now, he begins to deploy a company of destroys to secure the supply route.
Wow, that's a ton of them. Are those the ones with like the shoulder-mounted rockets that were inside Daedalus? I think so.
They've begun loading the vehicles.
Move the battle fortress onto the base.
Aye, aye, sir.
Well, I should have stuck with your original plan there, Global. Keeping them outside was the better play.
Requesting your permission to leave the ship to go check over the base.
But why?
I'd like to check out the source of those recent signals we monitored, sir. Please. It's important to me, sir.
Sir, I'll cover a position, all right?
Very well.
God, to definitely take some support with you.
The enemy ship is entering the effective zone.
Hold off just a bit longer.
Commander, how about giving me a day off next week, all right? Over.
Next week, the whole squadron is asking to take a day off. Hey, Claudia.
Who's Claudia? Is she that old sourpuss, Roy?
The person you're talking about should be passing underneath you guys right now.
The sourpuss is in your immediate proximity. There's no way, right? Carl is, I mean, I hope she doesn't find like his body. That would be awful. I should say remains, since it's been years.
How can that computer be online?
How does it still have paper?
It had to have been activated from this room somehow. But how could that be? There's nobody around.
Careful, Lisa.
The energy accumulation is up to 70%, not much longer.
Blasted, this is irritating me.
So these gravity mines, are they going to be like tethers? Just hold the SDF-1?
What's going on? If I can sit here waiting patiently, everybody can.
Chiron is not effing around.
Don't you ever disobey an order of mine again.
SDF-1 to Cat's Eye 207. Investigate the 11 o'clock zone at the 15-mile perimeter.
Let's go. Oh, Cat's Eye. That's the name of their recon ships. That's pretty cool.
Huh? What is this? An attack force of battle pods.
They're surrounding the entire area, Captain. It looks like there's thousands of them.
Good call for the recon. Let's move.
All stations prepare for battle. Repeat, all stations prepare for battle. Attention gravity control system. Activate.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Those gravity mines are going to be...
My monitor shows something underground. Maybe that's what's affecting all of our gravity controls, sir.
Good job, Vanessa.
Yes, Captain Chiron. I can now report that the gravity mines have achieved their maximum potential. The space fortress cannot move.
Okay, so you're going to have to go in and get those mines. Have to go get those mines. Oh, I like this music. Everybody's like, stop doing that.
Vanessa, can you give us a view of that underground trap?
Yes, sir.
It's 3 kilometers down.
3 kilometers? Here they come. Jesus.
They fell for it. Now kill them.
Captain, we're in trouble.
You got to appreciate the Chirons out there on the front lines. He's crazy, but...
There was a reflex furnace put in far beneath it. If we could just get to it and blow it up.
Probability check? It looks like it will work.
All right, we'll start the operation immediately.
You're going to scuttle the base.
You want me to blow the base up?
I want you to put the furnace into overdrive so it will blow up and destroy the enemy's mine system.
Meltdown.
You're the only one who can do this in time to save the 70,000 of us here on the battle fortress.
70K.
Claudia, get me Fokker.
No, wait. I'll do it.
Yeah, Lisa's got to give her a chance to respond. It's not like Lisa's a coward.
Controls are located in the basement level of this complex. Not much time.
You're basically asking Lisa to kill herself, too, if she can't get this thing to time out. Nice job, Lisa. Now get out of there.
Danger! Danger! Security systems at failsafe point. Furnace in overdrive.
I don't know if they kill... I don't see... They haven't killed any, like, major named characters yet, but this is a deadly show, so get out of there, Lisa.
And tell them they must lure the enemy onto the base or its immediate surrounding.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you're turning the trap against them, Global. I like it. Use it for more than just taking out the grav mine.
Victory is complete.
I like this guy. He's gonna die, but I like him. Chiron's good. Come on, Lisa. Yeah, they asked her to die. Oh my God, it's Carl's room. You really don't have time to read, Lisa.
Oh, darling, I finally made it.
Oh, that's so sad.
Let's answer me.
She may be hurt. Better send somebody in to rescue her.
Yeah.
I appreciate your confidence, but why does it have to be that particular lady?
Jesus, Rick.
Furnace pressure approaching extreme danger levels. 5 minutes to meltdown.
Oh, Carl, I miss you so much.
No, she's willing to check out. She is willing to join him in the afterlife, presuming that Carl's dead. Is that you, Rick? Oh, there we go, buddy.
Gotta admit it, that boy has really gotten a lot better.
Well, it's either that or he's dead, right? Nice job, Rick. That was... No, nice transform.
The base.
I really like when they go in the half, was it called Centurion? I forget. Where they skate.
Go away.
1 minute to
Lisa.
meltdown. 1 minute.
The SDF-1 needs you.
I'm not leaving.
No way, you have to come.
I was gonna say, then you're coming.
Put me down.
He doesn't have pressure control.
Get out of there, Rick.
Oh, it's incredibly sad. Oh, good job, Rick, covering her up. Nice little touch. I love that. Yeah, but they got you, buddy. You should appreciate madness, since that's how you apparently perform your military maneuvers. With a touch of madness, Chiron. They're doing a good job with this. They're doing a really good job with this. Remember, geared for the age bracket. This is weighty shit. Oh, Chiron made it.
I hate to lose our fight.
Oh, but you did, buddy.
We'll meet one another again, and next time I'll win.
Cool. Let's have a nemesis I can't stand.
He is torn between his growing attraction for the vulnerable and courageous Lisa Hayes and his strong feelings for the beautiful young girl Min May.
Really?
Would very much like to call.
Oh, cool picture. Oh, Rick, you like the sourpuss, huh?
Be with us next time for Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. There's our timestamp for age. Yikes. Just got done watching Robotech Season 1, Episode 7, Bye Bye Mars. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, my friends, I had a little tech issue in the middle of that. My headphones cut out, and I don't know what happened to my Bluetooth on my computer. So if it seems a little wonky there towards around the 13-minute mark, that's my bad. My friends, but what isn't bad, or what wasn't bad, was this episode. This episode was very, very strong, a very strong offering for Robotech. In fact, I would say that this one probably gave us most of the weight that we've had so far in the form, especially with Lisa. You know, it might seem a little abrupt that all of a sudden, but we kind of had hints before that Lisa had something going on. But this was the first time we actually had, you know, an approach into and a description, in the form of a flashback for Carl Reber. So, you know, she was a fiance. Again, I'm a little rusty, or not rusty, I'm a little kind of off on the time, because according to what they gave us at the top of the series, there was war, kind of like, you know, almost like a world war going on 10 years prior, when the SDF-1 crashed and, like, you know, took out all that stuff. And then everybody was like, you know, okay, my gosh, we have a common air quote enemy, or potential problems from space. So the world kind of came together. If that's the case, then Lisa would have been, and again, this might just be, hey, we didn't really think of this. Because if it was 10 years removed when Carl was still kind of complaining he didn't want to be a part of the war, he wanted to go to Mars at the observation station, then wouldn't that have been like 10 years ago? I mean, that's my guess, right? Or, I mean, I guess you could fudge it and say like 7 or 8 if like the war kind of bled over a little bit. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, it might just have been like he's worried that the world would go back to war, so he's going. So I don't know. That timestamp sort of confused me a little bit, but I mean, it's not a big deal whatsoever. But we got some weight here for Lisa. Lisa's really showed her chops the last 2 episodes. Of course, with like the Daedalus attack, and then going down and blowing up the Mars station, incredibly dangerous. And then when she got down there and she found Carl's room, and she was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm done. That is very profound. And when I continually think that the audience age geared for a North American audience, this was geared specifically for kids. At the time, in the early 80s or mid 80s when this came out, cartoons were not, with the exception of like the only thing I can think of in North America was heavy metal. That was a decidedly not child-friendly cartoon. And I'm sure there are numerous other examples of cartoons that had a higher age kind of target, but Robotech did not. Robotech was put into the cartoon bank, or cartoon schedule with everything else. And so when I think about this, my God, here's Lisa going through the stages of grief to the point where she is having suicidal comparisons, or suicidal thoughts or resolutions to her kind of trauma that she's gone through. And my Lord, that is weighty, weighty stuff at any time, but especially in the 80s. I mean, we were not exposed to that stuff. It was, not at the cartoon level, not at this is entertainment geared towards you. And it's got these mature themes with it. I can understand now why my older buddies really loved this cartoon, because it was just it was well advanced of anything else that we were watching. Even the coolest of the cartoons, like, in my opinion, Mask and Thundercats and, Transformers and all of those things are of a completely different nature than Robotech. Sure, a lot of, transforming robots and a lot of cool sci-fi stuff, but the themes are so much more mature in Robotech. It's shockingly so. Shockingly so. And I think that we really saw that in these last 2 episodes. And which is great. And I think that whoever commented and said, hey, the next 2 episodes, Blitzkrieg and Bye Bye Mars, are really good. Absolutely right. Completely agree. I think that this did a lot to right the course that right some of the problems, or right some of the wrongs, I should say, that I saw with Robotech, where, I was getting on Global and saying, he seemed outmatched and overwhelmed. Again, Global was a plot device used by the writers to convey just how unprepared the SDF-1 was, and to show kind of like the problems with the technology. I should have been patient. I was not. And now I can understand exactly what they were doing, as far as making sure that when we saw these changes, we were able to notice that the bridge crew is getting better. The SDF response time is getting better. And of course, because all those things are going, having a stronger, positive outcome, Global's, performance seems much, much better as a commander. You could say, he got lured into the gravity mine trap, but that's not really the case, because yes, he did get trapped by it, but at the same time, the recon plane went out and he was able to identify the ambush before it was truly, activated. Truly, he had some warning for it, he wasn't completely taken unaware and really wrecked. So, and then they came up quickly with the idea to scuttle the base, which would then knock out the grav mine. All of that is a really good idea, obviously a huge loss of, equipment and things like that, but it's better the abandoned base blows up than the very non-abandoned SDF-1. So, really good on the fly, a lot of really cool, like, military tactical improv in the past 2 episodes, with Lisa figuring out the pinpoint so they could punch the SDF-1's Daedalus in. great idea. That was on the fly in the middle of battle. And this, the scuttling of the base on the fly, middle of battle. What resources do I have that makes this not look like a MacGuffin, but makes this look more like something that we actually came up with that would work, you know, a realistic alternative to escape or success. Really, really cool stuff. And again, it's taken me, you know, these through episode 5, basically, you know, when that was 5 was kind of my low point. 5 was when I was like, a transformation. 5 was when I was like, man, Gloval's outmatched, he's killing civilians, everything's wrong. And then again, I got a couple comments from you all, and that made me start thinking about how the writers would be using them. And I joked in the comments and said, you know, I'm going to start blaming the writers. I'm not going to blame Gloval. The thing is, the writers needed Global, and we talked about this. You know, Global is just the kind of the scapegoat for this is how we need to show these plot points. You know, Global makes a decision, it turns out poorly, plot point is displayed. Global makes the decision, it turns out poorly, plot point 2 and 3 are shown. And again, when we have those same situations now in episodes 6 and 7 in Blitzkrieg and Bye Bye Mars, we see a resolution that is much favorable to what we had before as they learn. Thus, the writers were able to convey, this is growth, everybody. You should have been patient. That's me. I should have been patient. I wasn't. And so here we are now. But again, really, really great. Really well done, well put together. And again, I think it's done in such a way, you know, is Rick whiny? Yes, Rick can be whiny. Is some of the like the things a little cheesy that they throw in there? I'm not even going to say that because it is a cartoon. When I think of the audience that they were going after, I'm surprised it's not cheesier or more immature or Rick isn't whinier or you know what I mean? It's like it's almost like it's not kidded up enough for the way that they're portraying these things. I mean, my God, you've got the protagonist in Rick, who's now in a love triangle. This is a cartoon, everybody. You know, I mean, again, if I'm a kid, I'm like, wait, he likes them both? Isn't that, how can you do that? Isn't he just supposed to be in love with Min May and marry her and blah, blah, blah? You know, that's me as a kid having these, you know, weighty conundrums had I been watching this, you know, decades and decades ago. But boy, oh boy, really good stuff. And you know what? I think it is a testament to just how highly the writers at least thought of American youth back then, you know? Maybe a little bit too highly because I'm not sure a lot of my peers and friends at the time would have been like, oh yeah, this is a great, I mean, there's death and stuff in here, but you know, every minute. Again, it's way more like something that is geared towards a much older audience, like a 20-something, you know, or something like that. Not, you know, preteens, which is, that's how old I was when all this stuff came out. Great, great stuff, my friends. Very impressive, very impressive. I'm enjoying the absolute shit out of this. So I cannot wait to see where we go from now. And next episode is Min May's 16th birthday. What? But anywho, that's all the time that we have today for Robotech Season 1, Episode 7, Bye Bye Mars. If you could do me a favor and hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, you'll be alerted next time we go live on YouTube with any Robotech, any of our Saturday morning React-TOONS, any of our sci-fi stuff. You'll be made aware and can join us, my friends. And of course, all that is in its full-length format and early over on Patreon. And the link for that is in the description, my friends. But there's nothing to it but to do it, and right now, we have to leave the SDF-1 as she breaks Atmo, or the confines of Mars, and heads towards two things: further conflict with the Zentradi, and a sweet 16. I can't wait, my friends. Until next time, Vulcan roll.